Welcome everyone to the John and Ann Show. It is Super Bowl Sunday, right?
No,
Wrong.
no, it is not Super Bowl Sunday.
It's Pro Bowl Sunday.
Pro Bowl. What's a Pro Bowl?
The game. Oh, it's
Is it a new type of football?
It
that
is.
they
The Pro
use?
Bowl is the game where you see a bunch of amateurs that have been freely nominated to
free vacation.
A free vacation.
Free vacation.
In Honolulu.
Oh, that's the one where the linemen play patty cake each play, right?
That yes,
And
you are
make no
correct, sir.
attempt to sack the quarterback.
Absolutely not.
Oh, yes.
All right, can we give them some credit? They're at least playing
Is it
two-hand touch.
is it
not
two-hand
patty cake.
touch?
It's two-hand touch.
Is it if you touch the what happens if you touch the quarterback though?
You get a flag, and it's not a yellow flag; it's a red flag.
Wait, what are the rules for?
No, I really had no idea. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's what I mean. If you get to the quarterback, what are you supposed to like push him to the ground, or you let
I
him
have
tackle
no
him?
idea. I couldn't
You're
care less
supposed
about
to give
the
him
Pro
a
Bowl.
slap on the wrist.
Let us move on.
A slap on the wrist.
Next.
Very
Next question.
bad.
Next
very
topic.
bad. You're
Next
trying
topic.
to penetrate our defense.
Next.
Wait.
Next. Part of the interruption. This is the John and Ant Show. Let's drop
With Carlos.
I do want to say congratulations to Darius Williams and Super Mario for making the Pro Bowl.
Indeed.
Moving on from the Buffalo Bills nominations.
Also,
let us continue with the show.
What did you do?
Did
Did you just give them a shout out, or what was it?
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Jennifer Lawrence for
God.
a Golden Globe supporting actress, best supporting actress for American Hustle.
Does anyone know the Grammys are on tonight too? Just to let anyone know.
We just went.
Jennifer Lawrence doesn't sing, so this is irrelevant to me.
We just went from all phases of entertainment. That is pathetic.
Yeah,
for this
that's
kind
brilliant.
of show.
That takes talent. But either way,
we're skewing from the script.
But either way, let us not waste any more time on that, which is the Pro Bowl.
Ugh.
Let us talk about this postseason, how it's been unfolding before us.
Kind of crazy.
With the new face of the postseason, Richard Sherman.
No, stop it.
Before you continue this great rant, the standings have gotten close.
Am I nowhere near? I mean, I think I'm done.
I think, John, you were considered the ultimate man in last place.
For those of you who don't remember,
wait, hold on. Do I even have a shot?
I don't think you have a shot because we're making the Super Bowl 8 wins for a win.
It should be 10. You have to give me a shot.
No, we're not making it even. We're not
you had all year. You had all year.
Wait a minute. Why is he going to land on an odd an even number? It should be 10.
For those of you who
It's
don't
the Super
remember,
Bowl.
look, we haven't done a recording in a while. We haven't done a recording in a while. Some of you might not remember that we made a pact at the beginning of the year with picks.
Right.
Whoever came in last place.
Not a pact. It's a bet.
It's a bet.
No, but we made picks, and we didn't say, I bet that this team would win. We put our picks, and we placed them together. Whoever's in last place, I believe, had to buy us 3 pizzas with wings.
3? How about a pie?
Yes.
How about 2? At least we deserve that.
With 5 toppings each.
No.
Extra large.
No. Not
all 5 toppings being pepperoni.
See, I think if you...
What do they make, 5 different
well,
types of pepperoni?
maybe one of them.
If you make it 10, I think I have a shot.
All right, you know what? For his sake, let's make it 10, and let's make it 5 for a loss.
What would be the shot, though, to get past you?
Yes.
The shot would essentially be to get past me, but overall, it's based on overall record, not how many wins you have.
But I believe I have secured my place in first place.
No, shut up.
Not quite yet.
Uh-oh.
How does this happen? How?
Because remember, 1 week you actually did get 1 loss compared to me. So
Yeah, he gained ground on you.
I did gain a little ground on you.
That was the first week of...
And the only reason why I took New England and...
You had to because you were taking a risk.
Well, there's no way for me to end up in last place
That's
anyway.
Frisco.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
All right.
But we'll talk about that game. I have but let's start with the wild card since we've been haven't done something we haven't done this in a while.
Yes.
Saints and Eagles. Obviously, the Saints did win, but the Eagles showed fight.
The Eagles had a very good game against the Cowboys the week earlier.
That was a pretty good game.
Very good game.
I do feel bad for Philly losing to a field goal. That kind of sucks.
That's what happens when your offensive threat, LaShawn McCoy, doesn't do squat against the Saints.
He had a good year. You can't.
Oh, come on.
You can't rag on McCoy.
Yes, you can, because the point is, if he has a good year, he has to have a great postseason.
He only had one. He had 1 game, and guess what? It didn't turn out the way They planned.
Then, if anything, you're going to have to blame his offensive line.
You can blame that too. This is the game I did not watch. I had to go to work. I watched the first game because my dad's more of a Kansas City fan. So
I hate it when somebody throws the argument, "Oh, the guy had a good year. You got to give him at least some kind of leeway." No, you can't give him any leeway at all.
Well,
the point is, Nick Foles had a great year too. How many interceptions did he have?
That's like saying Jamal Charles. Look at him. He was out the first play of the game.
That was due to a legitimate injury.
That's understandable, but still, did it hurt Kansas City? No. How do you blow a 28-point lead?
Bad defense.
Not bad defense.
Poopy defense.
Poopy defense. The one play that cost them was Alex Smith fumbling the ball when they were driving, and that pretty much killed them. Still a good game. I feel bad for Andy Reid because it looked like his dreams were like crushed in 2 seconds. And
I can't put any blame on the Kansas City offense simply because of the fact that they've scored more than 35 points in that game. That is all on KC's defense. Andy Reid does not know how to be a good time manager.
It's not all on the KC. It's not on every single member of the KC defense. It's all on Mike DeVito.
Oh my God!
I told you this guy's a poison to every defensive line.
Now we're trying to be serious. The best part, throw a curveball.
The best part is that he gets these stats that make you believe he's good, but then when it comes time for him to really make a difference, nothing.
Okay, not for nothing.
I will.
What stats?
I will say this though.
Exactly, he didn't even come out with stats this year.
I will say this: it is a bunch of bull that the Colts did drop their season last year to get Andrew Luck, because Andrew Luck, he will be a champion eventually. But it just sucks that he's on the Colts and how the Colts got him. It's a bunch of bull. I'm sorry.
Andrew Luck, he's not going to be a champion until he gets a little bit more consistent. That's his problem.
I think he's going to be great. I
don't debate that. I completely agree with you, but I'm just saying that I don't see him as a championship caliber quarterback yet.
It's a little unfair that Colts buried their season 2 years ago to get him. And
all right, so now that you say that, do you believe that whole Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf conspiracy going on with rigging the draft? Do you believe that?
No.
You don't believe that?
Well, yes and no. I mean, look what happened to Ryan Leaf. He sucked. Didn't the Chargers...
That's an understatement.
It was Chargers who had the first round pick, right?
Yeah. And
they thought Ryan Leaf was better than Peyton Manning. They were wrong.
The Chargers also said that they wanted Peyton Manning.
Then they should have went with Peyton Manning.
The only thing is Ryan Leaf didn't want to go to Indy. That was apparently the case.
You know what? Andy's probably very happy. They won a Super Bowl with Manning. So guess what? Tough loss, San Diego. You're the one who drafted Ryan Leaf.
And apparently they have a bad track record of trying to get these stud quarterbacks. Case in point, Eli Manning.
Hey, 2 Super Bowl wins for the Giants.
Exactly. Imagine if he was in San Diego.
I think it'd be a little bit different.
Why? Because he's playing the AFC?
Well, no, generally
it'd be different.
Those Giants teams were good, but you know what? I could see. Let's just think of some of the great old Phillip Rivers memories in the postseason. If you would put Eli Manning in some of those situations...
Is this a bashing on Phillip Rivers?
Oh, this is just truth-telling.
Well, give him credit. He did beat Cincinnati. I mean...
No, he did. He did. Although that's not much of an accomplishment.
Come on!
Sorry.
Undefeated at home. How can you say it isn't?
Hey,
you know what? If that all changes in the postseason.
Since he was home. I mean, there's no excuse. They played like crap the whole game.
Yeah, and how many percent of the country had Cincinnati winning that game?
The percentage that doesn't use their heads.
75%, I believe. Because who knew a San Diego, like AFC West team going to Cincinnati? It's kind of rough. But hey,
they said that before.
Played well.
They said that before earlier this season. I remember a game between the Chargers and the Eagles in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
How did that game turn out?
I know.
All right then.
That's right. I mean, it's not that much of an advantage, but
I get so sick when I hear, West Coast teams playing in the East Coast.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal.
But shut up.
Andy Dalton did his 2 interceptions and stuff like that, so it's not shocking for Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton will never win a championship. I'm going to say that right now. Much the same as Marvin Lewis will never win a title in Cincy.
But
He
hey,
should be gone.
Even Phillip Rivers didn't even have a good game. He only passed for 128 yards and 1 touchdown.
Look at how they ran the ball, though.
No, you're 100% correct there. Ronnie Brown rushed for 77 yards.
Didn't Ryan Matthews run for like at least 80?
And only 52 yards.
Oh, well.
And Danny Wood had a touchdown too, so it's Andy Dalton stinks as a quarterback.
That kind of same comparison you can lean towards the Seahawks. The only problem is the Seahawks have a complement with a great defense. that's the difference there.
Indeed.
I mean, come on. That's like...
I think the bigger game on that Sunday was Frisco and Green Bay.
I don't know how Frisco pulled that off. They deserve to win that, though.
I don't know what a Frisco is, but I know the San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco 49ers
played a very good game.
You know, he's trying to like rhyme Crisco. You remember the
Crisco
cooking oil? That's like
all I have is I don't care. Eat it, San Francisco.
And I think Green Bay needs to fix a couple of things.
Many things.
They got a running back.
Yeah.
I think they need more on defense.
That's true.
I think defense they need to fix.
I think everyone will agree they need a new stadium.
Stop it!
New uniforms.
New uniforms, everything.
New uniforms.
Yes.
Let me guess. They should have like a cheese logo on
They
there.
should revamp everything. Away with tradition.
That's like saying we should bring back the Houston Oilers.
Yes. Oh my God. And the Buffalo Bills and go back to 1990.
And the Los Angeles Raiders.
Stop it.
Or Los Angeles Rams.
There you go. That's the one.
Anyway, I think if they fix things, they're in the playoffs again next year. If they fix what they have to fix, they're fine.
If you thought Seattle and San Fran was a rivalry, Green Bay and San Fran's a rivalry.
Yeah, I can see that too. They both have oval-shaped symbols.
Really?
That's the main thing, isn't it?
And
And they both have letters.
I believe so.
Yes, they do.
Why are we talking about this?
Because you just said they're a good rival. It's a good rivalry.
Green Bay and San Fran.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I think the intense rivalry is more with Seattle, though.
That's right now. I'm saying like overall.
I think there's going to be a huge fight next year. Shit. I mean, how is that? I mean, we'll get to the Richard Sherman thing after we talk about the divisional real quick. I called it with New England spanking Andrew Luck.
Get over it.
So I called it. Andrew Luck deserved the spanking. They should.
Oh, I'm sorry. I could have sworn I called San Diego and Cincy.
They should.
I could have sworn I went undefeated in Wild Card Sunday.
Let me tell you, Luck shouldn't even been there. It should have been Kansas City and Denver. That's what everyone wanted.
What are they gonna do? Bring in the backup?
He sucks.
Yeah, that's not going to happen with Mike DeVito on the defensive
Oh my
line.
goodness gracious!
Again with you and Mike DeVito.
It's not gonna
Just
happen.
drop it.
It's not gonna
By the
happen.
way, what was Tampa thinking of getting rid of Blunt?
A blunt? What they got? What?
LeGarrette Blunt.
LeGarrette Blunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
blunt.
Sorry.
That's got to be a great football
I know what
jersey.
Blunt you're thinking. But yeah, what were they thinking?
Blunt.
Why? Why
We'll
would you?
We'll talk about the coaching vacancies later.
Why? I mean,
Hey, what are you gonna do? They decided to go with the whole Rutgers Scarlet Knights team.
24 carries, $166 and 4
Now I
touchdowns.
guarantee you that Lovie Smith is gonna
And
make
Brady.
changes to that lineup.
Is that his real name? Lovey?
Yes.
No touchdown thrown by Tom Brady.
And they ran the ball for over
I
like
know.
400 yards.
I know.
But is that a streak that has been snapped?
Who cares?
Andrew Luck still had
I care because it's hilarious.
Andrew Luck still had 2 touchdowns, but I called it and he deserved the spanking.
What do you mean he deserves
He
it?
deserved it.
Why don't you like Andrew Luck?
No, I like Andrew Luck. I just don't like the fact that how they got in.
Right, okay. Oh, did
What's
they...
the-
No.
What's the issue?
Well, because I was rooting for Kansas City, that's why.
Oh, okay.
I was rooting for Kansas City. I wanted Kansas City and Denver because I wanted to see Kansas City face Denver one more time.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it would have been a good divisional championship game, you know?
And that gives you the right to say that Andrew Luck deserves a spanking?
Yes, he does. He got one. He got one.
my
He threw
gosh.
4 interceptions. 4! Against a horrible New England
No,
defense.
you can't do that thing with your hands because it wasn't 5, all right? You ain't Booker T, all right? You ain't Booker T.
4. Threw 4 picks.
Moving on.
Nice going, Luck. He had no luck that game. Seattle and the Saints.
You notice how he changes his perception? He starts celebrating that the Patriots won, and now all of a sudden he's bashing Luck like 5 seconds later. What is wrong with him?
I don't know.
He's just turned into Mike Francesa within 10 seconds.
Hey, you gotta watch it. He's off the air, by the way. You can catch him on it's his final week on
Yes, yes.
Final week on. Then we get to tune into Michael K.
Yes, now Yes can actually be a good network. And post some positive things in that slot, that time slot there.
All right, I've been waiting.
I always thought that the Yes Network had this one flaw about it, and it was the Mike Francesa show. Now that that's gone,
oh, it's good again?
it's very
You
good.
notice how NBC got it right first. The only problem is now they have Bruce Beck.
No, their problem is that they have Keith Olbermann.
Let's
No, they don't.
Oh, he's gone now?
He's on ESPN.
let's.
Oh, gosh.
Let's
Just when you thought ESPN couldn't get any worse.
I've been wanting to talk about this game.
Which one's that?
Seattle and New Orleans.
Ah.
Now the only thing, the game was a blowout at one point.
Yeah,
New Orleans made it close. They got the ball back with like 10 seconds left.
yeah.
Go out of bounds. What are you doing?
Marcus Colston.
Marcus
Oh, the
Colston.
coach called it. Don't.
I'm glad this happened to him. You know why?
No, the
Because
coach-
years ago, I picked him on my fantasy team, and he had the worst year I've ever seen a wide receiver have. And he was healthy the entire time, too.
Maybe you should have picked up James Graham.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah,
And
right.
Moore got all the numbers.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
Anthony. I really am.
So now I'm glad everybody hates this man.
Well,
This,
it's not
this
every.
man, he has a name.
This boy.
This boy has a name, but anyway.
Why'd you gotta go racial there, man?
You know,
I didn't go
That's
racial.
going racial.
He plays the game like a boy. He doesn't think.
well, I
Go,
would-
go out of bounds.
He should have
kid.
gone out of bounds. At least give your team a chance.
Yeah, of course.
You know, a Hail Mary. Hey, something happens. The ball gets deflected, goes in your hands, touchdown. You know, it gives your team a chance. There was no reason to throw a lateral, even if it came from the coach.
Jimmy Graham in that game was one of the most non-existent factors I have ever seen
Oh, yes.
in a big game.
Well, he wasn't. I mean, I would say Marshawn Lynch is probably the player of the game. He had 28 carries, $140, and 2 touchdowns.
Did you not listen? I said non-existent
Oh.
factor. I didn't say existing factor.
Well, not existing. I'm saying Marshawn Lynch was an existing factor. You know, he's
You just said he was the player of the
a
game.
player. Yeah, of course, I would say so.
I'm talking about a guy who wasn't in the game.
Oh,
And he was in uniform and he played, okay?
let me see. He had to have a reception at least.
Jimmy Graham did absolutely nothing.
He did 1 reception, 8 yards.
That is nothing for a guy in his caliber.
And Colston had he caught 144 yards, 11 receptions, 1 touchdown. He makes that dumb mistake.
Yes.
Just go out of bounds. That's all you
Yes.
got to do. And by the way, Seattle receivers did absolutely nothing.
Who are their receivers?
Percy Harvin, Doug Baldwin,
No, I know who they are. I don't need you telling me who they are. I
Golden
know who
Tate,
they are.
Zach Miller.
Golden Tate is a good name.
No, it's not.
It's a good name. I like that name. Golden? Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because he went to Notre Dame, that name is now fitting.
But as you
Oh,
can tell,
now it's even more fitting. Now
either
that I know
Seattle
that.
has the run game is the running game's fine.
Yeah.
It's most of their points coming from either defense or their run.
Yeah.
Their passing is nowhere to be found. That game. It was more of a run.
This is what I've been saying.
Pass,
This is what
run.
I've been saying the last few weeks. Russell Wilson really needs to step up his game
He does.
because you can't play every single week as if you're only throwing 150 yards or less, and yet your team is still winning these games by like 7 or 14 points based on the defense alone.
Right.
You're not going to be able to do that against a guy like Peyton Manning.
Well, speaking of
Oh,
Peyton,
well, he doesn't play Peyton Manning directly.
That's not the point.
Speaking of good segue there, Carlos. San Diego and Denver.
That game was just a laugher.
Phillip
Not really.
Rivers
Hey,
should have just
San
stayed
Diego
home.
made it close at the end again.
No, they made it close and early.
Phillip Rivers
They made it
needs
close
to
early.
look. Somebody needs to tell
I
Phillip
thought at the
Rivers.
end they had the ball
hey,
back. and
hey,
couldn't do
Phillip!
anything.
You play 4 quarters, not 1,
Yeah, because remember,
and you sure as heck don't make it the last quarter.
Novak hit a 33-yard field goal.
I know.
And they got the onside kick.
Yeah.
But-
BJ Novak.
No, Nick Novak.
Oh.
You bastard.
Yes, now continuing.
I mean, I called it. If it was 14-0, the game was over. But I'm actually surprised San Diego didn't make it close, and actually made it a game at the end. It became exciting. because hey, they're the playoffs. They should be exciting.
Yes.
It was 17-0 third quarter.
Oh wait, what did they say? There's one person who was saying every team has a potential storyline if they win the Super Bowl.
Right.
In terms of, for example, if the 49ers won it, they would say, oh, the other Harbaugh brother has his ring, and 49ers can show that they don't need Alex
Yeah,
Smith.
the pressure's now off Kaepernick.
Denver's would be Peyton Manning getting the second
Yes.
ring.
There's always a
Seattle's was getting their first Super Bowl ring for the city, and the one for the Bengals, somebody wrote, for the Chargers, somebody wrote, Phillip Rivers will no longer be the red-headed stepchild of the draft where Manning and Roethlisberger
That
were
is
drafted,
true.
who both have 2 rings apiece.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
Burn.
yes.
But like I said, I'm just happy it became close. And I mean, like I said, it came interesting where they got the onside kickback, but
Yeah.
oh well. Denver
we all
moved
know
on.
the Chargers.
And
would
then
blow it.
let's all laugh at Carolina and Steve Smith and Cam Newton for thinking they were going to beat San Francisco. Absolutely not. Sorry, Ron Rivera. Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta point something out.
Riverboat Ron.
You know how everybody was all over Sherman's post-game rant?
Yeah.
That classless, how dare he, and all that
I
stuff.
mean, it was like someone got
Despite-
I got something to say about that,
Despite
too.
the fact, we'll get into that later, but what about Colin Kaepernick mocking Cam Newton?
that was kind of funny.
No. Why is it funny when he mocks a specific player, but when Michael Sherman calls out a player who he's obviously been trash-talking with the entire game, why is that not okay?
Well,
why is one okay and why is
two-
one not okay?
Two
Two
things.
different situations there.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you know what Mike Sherman said to Michael Crabtree,
Mm-hmm.
now you're kind of leaning towards Crabtree as being the dick.
That was always the case. You know why that was always the
That's
case?
true. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
In this situation with Kaepernick and Newton,
Mm-hmm.
that's not mockery. That is definitely not mockery.
How is it not mockery though?
Because Cam Newton has always been this guy who's been like a show off.
Mm-hmm.
He's always one of the cocky players.
Okay,
Yeah.
When he's had like nothing to accomplish for it.
that's still mocking though.
Is it
Despite
really
the fact
mocking?
that he
Despite the
might not
fact that-
be, but despite the fact that he might not have any accomplishments, if someone goes out and shows him up and does that, that's a mock.
Well,
You really think it's a mock that he's
It's the same thing.
Well-
when Terrell Owens did the Ray Lewis dance after scoring on the Ravens years ago, that's mocking
well,
Ray
you
Lewis.
you also went to the Star and done on Dallas Star.
That's another thing. Terrell Lewis.
Terrell Lewis.
Terrell Owens did
Who
this.
the heck is that?
Did all these types of things. It's ridiculous. And
He
I'm
must
like,
be new in the NFL.
that was kind of a thing. Kaepernick didn't have to do that, but he did it.
No,
And
but then again, why does Cam Newton always do it?
Yeah.
because it's a signature. Why the people in Carolina get a kick out of it?
What has he done to earn that signature?
He's got
What-
a point.
No. Everybody has what has Megatron done to earn that nickname?
He's Megatron. Yeah.
No. Why?
Look at the guy.
He has not led the Decepticons to any victories in Cybertron. He has done nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, then again, the Lions are the bad guys.
Hey, guess what?
So-
Kaepernick hasn't won a Super Bowl yet.
but he's
In my eyes, he's done the same amount as Cam Newton.
Well, yeah.
actually no.
No,
he's
doesn't
nowhere,
matter. He
He's
went to the
nowhere
Super Bowl,
close. He is
tripped
nowhere,
over an electric wire, turned off the lights.
No, he is nowhere close to Cam Newton. Cam Newton isn't even in the same ballpark. He's not in the same field. He's not in the same
Well, we
level
don't
as
know that
Kaepernick.
yet. He's
Yes,
a
you
great
do.
player.
Look at what he's done.
Look,
Colin
wait.
Kaepernick has done more.
Where were the Carolina Panthers before they drafted Newton?
Nowhere to
They
be found.
Hey, thank you.
No.
Bottom of
No,
no, it's the truth.
They went to a Super Bowl with Jake Delhomme. Did you
That
guys see
was
that one coming?
years ago.
That was
They
years
still made the
ago.
freaking Super
No,
Bowl.
no, I'm
Years
talking
ago.
about
We're talking
what-
about now.
What happened? Where were they right before they drafted Cam Newton?
You're
In
right,
a
don't-
position where they can draft Cam
And
Newton.
who was their quarterback?
Yeah, I don't even remember. But that's
It
my
was
point, though.
it was Jimmy Clausen.
As far as I'm
Oh,
concerned,
God.
I'll tell you right
Was
now.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my
remember?
God.
Kaepernick.
What happened to him?
I'm gonna go like this. You know what? Kaepernick already had a team.
He did.
Wanna know why? Because Alex Smith won some of those games for him.
Yes, he did. Look
No.
where Alex Smith is now.
Kaepernick didn't play this year. He played the whole year, and he did a good job. Yeah.
He did.
But he made the Super Bowl last year. He didn't make it this year.
Now that you've brought this up, let's make the comparison between Kaepernick and Smith. Who's the better quarterback?
That's tough.
It really is tough.
Really?
No, it is.
Really?
It's tough because
Yeah,
they
'cause
play the game very differently. You know.
Every quarterback's different.
And considering that Alex Smith did this with a whole new set of teammates, that's impressive.
It's his first year.
He did it with the set.
And think about
He
it.
did it with a set of perennial teammates.
No, but this is like
Think
a
about
whole
it.
new batch.
Look, it was a new batch. First year in Kansas City. Doesn't have a clue of like wide receivers, but of course you have to learn the playbook. He learned the playbook, and they went to the playoffs. That's pretty damn good for 1 year. A first year, come on, Andrew Luck did it.
Yeah, and Alex
He
Smith
got his butt kicked.
he had
Same thing as this year.
a bad break with an injury, but I mean, he's still a good quarterback. It's tough to make that judgment. You know?
You can't. Every
It's not
quarterback's
even
different.
close. in my
Every
opinion.
quarterback, you can compare Michael Vick to Colin Kaepernick. You can compare him to Cam Newton.
That's not even funny.
No, it's not funny, but it's the same. They have the same style. They run the ball. They run. The quarterback runs. They throw. Same thing. They both have the same.
And they're both
attributes.
far better runners than they are throwers.
Yes,
I couldn't disagree more with that.
I don't think Kaepernick is that good with.
I think
throwing.
Cam Newton's got a better arm than Colin Kaepernick.
No, I'm
That's
not
no
making.
way.
I'm not making
No
the comparison
way.
between Newton and Kaepernick. I'm just saying, Kaepernick he's got to work on throwing.
I think Newton has to do the same thing.
No, yeah, absolutely, he does. Absolutely, both of them.
They have long careers ahead of them.
I'm not debating that. I'm not disputing that.
You know, it's
I'm
right.
just saying if you make the
If you
case,
made the comparison right now, Kaepernick is far more.
He has a better
than-
resume than
yes.
Newton, absolutely. But I'm
he's
saying
far superior than both Alex Smith and Cam Newton combined.
I still can't make. I can't
You
make that
can't
with
determine about Alex Smith yet.
Yes, you
No,
can.
you
I
can't.
can't.
Yes, you can.
Well, what happens if Kaepernick gets injured next year and he misses a whole season?
And Alex Smith goes to the AFC Championship game. And goes to a Super Bowl and actually wins the Super Bowl. Then what happens?
You can still make the comparison.
The
Alex
Chiefs.
Smith-
The Chiefs had a better record this year, right?
Alex Smith wins.
Did they have a better record or what?
Alex Smith wins the Super Bowl, second year on the team, and Colin Kaepernick went to a Super Bowl, lost in the NFC Championship. Who knows what's going to happen next year? I'd say Alex Smith is the far supreme quarterback. At least he's got a Super Bowl trophy.
You can't really say that based on the attributes of what they have and what teams they have.
Well, also Alex Smith can run too.
Yeah, but Kaepernick is a much better runner.
That's of course. But if I wanted to go I'd go with Alex Smith. I like Colin Kaepernick. Don't get me wrong, but I think Ant is right. He's got to work on his arm.
He's got to work on the arm. That's the thing.
I
I mean,
mean-
look, this was the true test. In terms of his, this is the first time he got to play a full year. We did see some weaknesses.
There's
That we didn't see last
doubt,
year,
There's
actually.
no doubt in anyone's mind that Cam Newton has improved greatly as a quarterback.
All right.
His stats have gone up as far as like turnover and touchdown ratio.
Mhm.
It's phenomenal. But for me, that whole Colin Kaepernick mocking Cam Newton, to me, that's not a mock.
I think it is. I think it's showing him up. I mean, no matter how big a trash talker the guy is, and I agree he is a show off. It's still you're calling the guy out by using his celebration.
Well, let's move on.
A good discussion though. I like
Very,
that.
very good, yeah.
Let's move on. It's like I said. It's
We nearly did a segment of like numbers never lie there. That
Yeah.
was almost.
We'll see what happens. Things pan out for a reason. It's why we love the game called football.
So next.
Not to be confused with loving the NFL.
It sucks that we've waited for the NFL season to come. Now it's gonna end in 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. Could you believe it? I feel season started a few months ago,
7 days.
and now it's almost over. But the 49ers.
I know what you did there, okay?
Shut up.
Nope.
Let's get to the conference championships. We'll get over with Denver, as I called it again. If Denver's
Didn't
up,
we all call that?
Yeah, we all called that
Yes.
well, no, I said if the game's 14-0, the game's over.
I knew that.
I said that's pretty much.
I
if
knew
the game-
New England would be outclassed
If
this
it's
game.
14-21-0, New England's got no shot. They made it close. I'll give them credit.
And New England's got this thing where they're so fortunate in the teams they get to play
I
early
like.
in the postseason, and then they play a good team
Yeah, and they suck.
and they just get outclassed. And,
And
it's
I
hysterical to
I
see.
like Bill Belichick. How he thought Wes Welker's hit was dirty.
Oh.
I mean,
Carlos loved that,
oh
right?
my God! I
He's
I
such a
am done.
baby.
I am done with this. This
he's such
is
a baby.
not a discussion worth talking about.
It's anything to make media talk, and that's about it. That's all he did.
You know-
He found something to talk about, and he was
The
upset.
only case that you can make to give Bill Belichick any slight favor is when you see it on slow mo. But that's it. The
Yeah.
problem is you're not seeing the game in slow motion. Get over it. Be a man. Move on.
Oh, you're
That's
100%
it.
correct.
It's funny because, well, first of all, it obviously wasn't deliberate to injure the players, to take them out of the play, which is a lot of times what you're supposed to do.
Right.
If you're signed to do that. Bill Belichick called it one of the worst plays he's seen.
No.
You want to know one of the worst plays I've ever seen?
What's that?
Let me guess.
Every play
Mike
that New
DeVito.
England
Oh.
knew about because they had recorded
Oh, yeah,
the
Spygate.
practices.
That's right.
Yet another year goes by without a New England Super Bowl ring, eh?
You want
Since
to
Spygate?
know the ultimate insult as far as the worst plays ever?
What?
The tuck rule.
Oh, thank you very
Oh
much.
my
The
God.
tuck rule.
Both hands on
That
the
is
football,
that
yet
is the
he's still
worst.
throwing, right?
Yep.
Love it.
That is the worst.
You know, that's where I feel bad for Oakland. 'Cause now that rule doesn't exist now. Can we go back a few years and, then New England's doesn't have that Super Bowl year? It's Oakland that goes.
Oh man.
And that's why I feel like Oakland. I feel bad for, and they're gonna get lucky of drafting Teddy Bridgewater or Johnny Manziel. If things go their way, Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback. But how do you play for a team like Oakland?
Hey, you know what, Oakland? Oakland can eat it. I don't feel bad for them. Want to know why? Because didn't they go to the Super Bowl the next year anyway?
Yeah, and then they lost.
Yeah,
They got
well,
destroyed. It was hysterical.
Anyway, then let's go to the game where we all want to talk about.
Oh,
Is
yes.
Seattle and San Francisco.
Now, who else picked Seattle? You did? All right.
I picked
I love
Frisco because I like Jim
I don't know.
Harbaugh
I
as
still
the
don't know what a
coach.
Frisco is. You're
I
gonna have to
picked
explain that
Seattle
to me.
because I despise Jim Harbaugh as a head
yes.
coach.
You
hates him
shouldn't,
so
because he
much.
win, because he likes to win. He's passionate.
No, because whenever he beats the undefeated Detroit Lions, he runs up the field, lifts his shirt, and then he gives a half-ass handshake
Leave him
to
alone.
uh,
Leave him alone. But it was a good game.
It was a good game.
I'm sorry, I just don't like coaches that are cocky. I
Actually,
like
Wasn't
coaches
looking
that
very
are-
good for Seattle
No,
early
it
on.
wasn't. It was they fumbled
No,
right off
they
the
played
bat.
they played a terrible first half.
Right
Seattle,
away.
of course.
Right away, took the 12th man out of the game.
That's what you have to do, though.
Yeah.
Is the 12th man coming to MetLife Stadium?
If they can afford to.
By the way, if
'Cause
anyone
we-
wants to buy a suite for the Super Bowl, it's like $500,000.
Oh yeah. Right in the price range.
Anybody got 500,000? Going once.
Special guest, Leanne Vernaglia.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Oh, at least she was quiet. 500,000 to buy a suite. So if anyone has that kind of money, anyone?
Moving on.
Maybe if we
Moving
find
on, let's
like
talk about the game.
1,000 more friends, we could all pull it in together.
Game. Let's talk
John
about the
had
game.
his chance. He went to Atlantic City and blew
Now-
it.
I did. Anyway.
The one thing about that game, Colin Kaepernick was just running all over that Seattle
was.
defense.
Oh my God! And Crabtree was burning their defense as well.
Woo.
Yeah, Squidward.
What is wrong
He looks
with
like Gonzo Squidward. He's got a big nose,
Oh my god.
so everyone compares him to Squidward.
Yes, I
Gonzo.
understand. Move on.
And
But
he was ready
it
for
was
that.
it was
for
a good
that.
hard hitting game. There were some hits that were
He was ready
really-
for that Seattle D.
There were some hits that were incredible, and there were some hits that were gruesome.
Yeah.
It was a hard hitting defensive game, which I like. I like defensive games, and I like.
You know what we gotta do? Apparently, there's a picture of Kaepernick with no clothes on, with tattoos on the side, and captioned was, "I'm ready for that Seattle D." Ready for the Seattle D.
Oh goodness
Okay,
gracious!
obviously referring to a certain male organ that begins with the letter D.
You know, I've
Okay.
already said that.
Now,
I've
now,
already said that once.
now
in
it
the
seems
show.
like somebody somewhere lost in the mix of this. Joe Buck wants some
Oh,
of Kaepernick's.
God.
He wants some of the Kaepernick D
Yeah,
because he would not get
I
off Kaepernick's balls the entire game.
He's got to be muted. He really does.
I mean, look, Joe Buck. Why don't cheat on David Ortiz or
not-
Dustin Pedroia since you love them so much?
Not for nothing, but even though
Tim
I
McCarver.
despise, even though I don't like Joe Buck either, you compare Joe Buck to guys like Rich Gannon, to
They're
guys
all
like
awful.
to
They're
guys
all
like
awful.
to guys like Troy Aikman. seriously, stop showing NFL games on Fox. It is unnecessary. We don't need this network to show NFL games.
It's not the Fox thing. They gotta get. First of all, they gotta get Aikman to stop calling any game at all. Okay, they gotta get Joe Buck to stop breathing at all. That's the solution.
That is just cold.
That's cold.
No, it's
No, but he should-
no. There is no excuse.
saying-
Joe Buck is not human.
Wow.
Wow.
He's just a machine programmed to suck off certain stars. Okay,
And how would you know this?
because obviously his great father would never be responsible for such a terrible
Who was his
caster.
father?
His father was
You know
Jack
what?
Buck.
Jack Buck.
Oh wow.
Great sportcaster, one of the best.
The great broadcaster of the St. Louis Cardinals.
So how
And
did,
what an example of nepotism.
How did that thing called Joe Buck get into sports
it
announcing?
would
Just because of his dad?
Yes.
nepotism
It's
at
nice.
its best.
It's nice to have connections.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. And now Joe Buck trying to get his connections in very unnecessary ways.
See, I thought he earned like everyone else does, but I guess not.
Now, if I
Who in this
recall-
world earns anything anymore?
Now, unfortunately,
Right.
unfortunately, we all struck out as far as watching the game on any other network besides Fox.
I got the NFL Network, so I'm pretty much set in stone.
No. Like,
got the
but they
NFL
don't.
Network
But they
too.
don't.
No, I got-
But they
I
don't
got
air
every
the.
Haha.
I have an NFL Network too.
Not even get every game. Haha.
I don't get it. What?
But
I get every game.
You're talking about NFL Red Zone.
Yeah, no, NFL package. I get
Oh,
every
the
game.
package. NFL Sunday Ticket
Sunday
from
Ticket, there we
DirecTV.
go.
yes.
I get every game. Haha.
But anyways,
Not that I need it. I just
Oh,
watch
and Rich
Buffalo,
Gannon's
but-
problem is that he thinks every quarterback should be playing the game like Rich Gannon.
Yes.
yes.
In other words, he thinks every quarterback should throw 4 interceptions in the Super Bowl.
Everybody's also saying it's a plus that Dan Dierdorf is now finally decided.
Thank
You know what?
God.
Are
You know what,
you
though?
out of your mind?
Thank
He
God.
wasn't bad.
Thank God.
He wasn't bad that
Thank
game.
God he's gone.
I
Wow.
don't see. I didn't see what was so bad about him. that game. I actually liked that
God.
team.
He's horrible.
He
really
called a
is.
good football game.
I'm gonna be honest.
Not as worse.
The combination.
Not
of-
as worse as Jim Nance.
The combination of John Lynch and Kevin Burkhardt wasn't bad.
It was good.
No, Kevin.
I enjoyed it very much.
Kevin Burkhardt is at least trying, because we all know he's our favorite Mets announcer. Go
No,
Mets!
He's not the Mets announcer. He's the Mets sideline reporter.
Sorry,
But
no,
he was
he's
very
announced the
good,
game though.
He's announced one of those late Sunday games or the West Coast games.
Yeah,
out
that's
with
fine.
him.
He's still doing something, you know.
It was very good.
It's for what
I enjoyed
Now-
that. That so far, I would say, was my favorite announced team.
No, wait. Now, just what the heck is your problem with Jim Nance
Jim
and
Nance?
Phil Simms?
Oh, Phil Simms is another one.
What?
He's another one. I
Dude,
can't-
That's the best
Jim
combination out of
Nance-
all of them.
I can't-
sucks off Tom Brady like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I wonder if he cried. I wonder how tough it was to see Peyton
I think he
Manning
did. I think he did
and Tom
because
Brady face each other, not knowing. Oh, I don't know who. Oh, Tom Brady. Oh, Tom, I love you, but oh my God, Peyton Manning. Oh, Thomas, you throw such a good.
how am I going to
such a good
suck
arm.
both of them off
Oh
at
my
the same
God.
time?
Yeah,
It's easy.
It's
you can do it.
horrible. Jim Nance sucks off Tom Brady like it's nothing. Do you listen?
Yes, I do,
Do you listen, Ant?
Oh.
and I
try
don't
not
notice
to.
that at all.
What? How do you not hear him like Tom Brady is so great? Oh man, that Tom Brady. Oh, that hit on Tom Brady shouldn't be
with
right.
respect, well, let's be honest. Most sportscasters suck off Tom Brady anyway.
That is true.
But
But he's the top. He's
yeah,
the ace.
Yeah. I could.
He's
I
the
can
number
understand
one.
that. I can understand that.
He,
But just I couldn't get. I just. Joe Buck, you're supposed to announce a game. You need to get Kaepernick's D out of your mouth. So maybe no. You know what? Actually, keep it there. So we don't have to hear you
Get
call
off
a game.
this subject. Get off this train.
Keep it
move
there.
on.
okay, let's
Keep it nice and warm,
Let's
Joe
talk
Buck.
about that game.
With all
Let's
that
talk
hot
about
air that comes out of you.
Shut up.
Let's
Talk about that game.
We've gotten off the boat here. We're on tilt now. Relax, cool down. Let's talk about the game now.
I thought we were.
Now they played a terrible first half. The
Seattle did
Seahawks
play
did.
a horrible first half.
Yep.
And I, to be honest, the way Frisco was handling them, it was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, but Things did turn around for Seattle.
I mean, first play from
Hey, they hung in there.
scrimmage
They hung in there.
from Seattle, a fumble.
Fumble.
That was just like, what?
You know what? You guys said something that Kaepernick was running all over the defense.
Yeah, he was.
And while that's true, the Seattle defense never did break them. They bent. All right? They gave a lot of leeway,
No, he's right. They never
but they
broke.
kept them in the game. They
Right.
still kept them in the game. They stopped them when it mattered.
But I'm going to keep saying it. Russell Wilson
But
needs to improve.
Oh, he
When
does.
they, when they
He
made
really
it
does.
10-10 and Frisco scored quickly, San Francisco had to stop Seattle. Because if Seattle scored, Seattle's still in the game.
Talk about a ballsy decision by Pete Carroll to go for it on fourth,
How about San
on
Francisco?
fourth down.
How about San Francisco? Don't jump. Don't jump. Don't jump. Jumps. Free play. So, all right, guess what? Russell, all he did was chuck it downfield.
That was a great throw.
That was a great throw,
That was a
but
great
guess
throw.
what? If he doesn't jump, maybe
Hey,
it changes.
that's the 12th man for you.
You know, don't jump. There's a rule. Do
Actually,
not
no,
jump.
that's not
And
really
it's
the 12th
hilarious because Atlanta, I think it was last season, they had it on Come On Man. It was, they could have got the ball back with like 30, 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
Don't jump. Don't jump. Don't jump. Jumps. Just stand there. They're not going to hike the ball. I was going to say the F word there, but I stopped myself. Don't jump. Just stand there.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know they're not going to snap the ball. Like, you know, you have to watch out with teams like with New England and stuff. They will snap it, but half of the time they don't.
Omaha.
Omaha. How many times did he say it?
Oh, goodness.
I think
How
they
many
were
plays
counting
were
it.
there?
I think they were counting. I think he had like 18.
It's not that hard to
Through
decide.
the fourth quarter of that game, I think he only said it about 15 times.
That's not bad, but
Was that because he only ran
Anyway.
15 plays?
certain teams go for it. They'll take shots on fourth down, like New England. But it's like I laugh at it because when Buffalo, it's like when it's fourth and one. I know how their offenses run. They're not gonna go for it because they don't have any cojones to go for it. Unlike Bill Belichick,
You
who
hear
does
that,
have
Del
some
Rio?
of cojones. We'll get to the Royal Rumble in a bit after this show, but yes, they have cojones to go for it. So that's the difference between when I see Buffalo at the line at 4th and 1, where it's like, you guys aren't going to go for it. You're going to try to draw them off sides.
Now
You
let's
know?
ask the age-old question: do you blame Colin Kaepernick for the loss?
No.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that because you know what?
But,
That throw tipped could have easily. You know
Yes.
what? It was bad. It was an ill-advised throw.
He
It
also
really
threw
was.
one pretty bad throw to the defender.
He had his share of bad throws, but
It was all game. But
it was a good game. He just, when it came down to crunch time, he made a mistake. He's still a young quarterback. Plenty of time to improve, you know.
It's not like he's going to be benched the first game of the season.
It's not like a Romo
Definitely,
situation.
Yeah,
No, like, yeah, it happened. But
hands down. an
Did he
instant
choke?
classic.
Look, let's say this. People say he choked. Did he choke? Maybe in that
Yes,
moment
he did. Yes,
he did. But does that mean
But he did have plenty of time. I don't get why he threw it.
he
so-
thought he had an opportunity?
I know, I understand the opportunity, but you could have done something. You wanted to score with like 20 seconds left because Seattle can just go, okay, we have 20 seconds, we could do something. You wanted to take the ball down to like to the 10-yard line with 15, 20 seconds left and then take your shots because you know why? If there's 9 seconds left in the game, guess what? Seattle's losing.
What was it? The second down when that happened?
It was 1st and 10.
It was first and 10.
It was first
You
and
know,
10.
there's no
And
real,
there
there's
was-
no really.
And there was 59 seconds left. You're at the 40-yard line. Don't take your shot. Move the ball down the field.
Right.
You want to score with like 20 seconds left, and that's it. What do you really think they have 3 timeouts? They have 15 seconds. You really think from their 20, or that's what San Francisco does, unless they boot it into the end zone. They got the ball at the 20. They have 15 seconds left. Physically impossible to throw a Hail Mary and maybe like call a timeout. If they magically threw a Hail Mary, get it at the 30, okay, fine, they have a shot. But let's be honest, it possibly could have happened, but who knows? Me, I would have worked it as slow, then take your shots, get it to like 30, 25
Yeah.
seconds. That's what I would have done.
Right.
So I think they kind of screwed up trying to score so quickly where you would have left 50 seconds on the clock, and the way San Francisco defense was playing, mediocre. It wasn't like it was top notch.
Yeah, but it's not like Russell Wilson was doing a lot.
No, he
anyway.
wasn't. But I still think if they got to like the 40, 35-yard line, they would have easily kicked the field goal. Because what's his name's on fire.
Yeah.
What's the field goal's name?
It's Hauchka.
Hauchka, there we go. Hauchka. How do you get that name? But anyway, it was still a good game. Probably the best conference game I've seen. So
Now let's talk about the play at the end.
Yes.
Richard Sherman.
okay, I didn't want to get into this, but he is a scumbag.
Well, we must get into this.
Let's talk about the play first.
Well, all he did was tip the ball, and the other.
And it was a great
That's not
play,
all
though.
he
It
did.
wasn't-
He won
it
the
wa-
game.
It was
He
a
made
great-
the game play. The
It was a
game-winning
great play, but you don't. I don't care. Like you want to say stuff on TV. That's fine, great, but don't like call out another player on TV.
I don't mind it. I like
Is this wrestling? Because that's how I felt. He was calling out like
No,
a
you
wrestler.
know what? I think that I liked it. I thought it was pretty neat. Crabtree, Mister. I'm gonna hold out on my rookie year because even though I haven't done a damn thing
he
in the
was-
NFL,
well,
I think
give
I
him
deserve
credit.
more money.
He played half of the season and still had a good year. I mean, you have a great year. He played half of the
Not
season.
for nothing. He only might have had 4 catches the entire game for at least 50 yards. What I remember in those 4 catches, he torched that
He
defense.
torched. It wasn't even funny. Like
Now, here's my problem. I understand Richard Sherman being in the heat
Well,
of the moment.
what was his total stats? For
I think it was 4 catches, 52 yards, and a
Hold on.
touchdown.
I wouldn't say that's torching. I mean, he got open. I mean,
going to my reporter from the sidelines.
Well, anyways, what's it called? I understand that Richard Sherman's in the heat of the moment. They just won the game. They're advancing to the Super Bowl. I understand that. You have mixed emotions.
4 receptions, 52 yards.
You're going to go crazy. So
I think he went
My-
too crazy. That's just my opinion.
my problem wasn't what he did to Crabtree during the midst of that celebration. My problem was the post game interview he had with Aaron Andrews. That was
that's
my
what most
problem.
people have a problem with. That's what John's saying. He doesn't like that.
I did not like you do it somewhere else. It's not for TV.
Well, where's he gonna do it though?
Because I feel bad
On Twitter?
I feel bad.
Yeah,
Well,
God knows that's all we need. Another Twitter
Yes.
war.
That's my
I feel
problem.
bad for the reporter because it's like, how do you like say something like, "What's your next question?"
She can't. But then again, she said she didn't mind it either. Erin Andrews, she didn't have a problem with
Because
that either.
she's afraid that
Yes,
Richard
Sherman's
Sherman is
gonna
going to
eat her.
get her. at night.
Here's my problem. Richard Sherman says that you're going to put a sorry receiver like Crabtree on me, and that he's kind of insulting him. He's kind of. First of all, Crabtree didn't say a damn thing to him.
Well, no, we don't know that.
I think we do.
Oh, no, we don't know that. We don't. How much do we hear about the game? How much trash talk do we hear during the game?
I think he's adding lib a little bit there.
I don't know.
Who
I don't
knows?
know. You know,
We'll never know because it's. I like that show mic'd up for like the sound effects for the NFL because
which Sherman was mic'd up,
he was.
and it showed another side to him. Everybody made such quick assumptions as to what kind of a guy he is. When you hear the mic'd up, he didn't really say anything bad. He even went up to Sherman, told him, hell of a game, and Crabtree responded by pushing his face. Now we don't know if that was how.
Well, then again, you shouldn't really smack the guy on the backside and then just tell him.
Well, you shouldn't really stick a microphone in someone's face when they just made a game-changing play at the end of the game. That's another thing.
Wait. So that's essentially giving blame to the reporter.
Yeah.
It's you're getting a receipt. No, I'm not saying it. She did her job, but
Right.
what do you expect? The guy just finished the game. He just won the game, just made somebody eat it out there on the field on live national television, and he just told him, put up or shut up. That's what I think. He was in the heat of the moment. That's what comes with live TV.
Look, the post game interview with Aaron Andrews, you can go 50-50 with that.
Yes, you can.
Do I think that Sherman was being an ass? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do I think he was in the heat of the moment? Absolutely.
Right.
Do I think it kind of gives him a kind of bad perspective?
Absolutely.
In a sense, yes. My bigger problem was when he went to the freaking podium to speak afterwards.
Right.
First things first. You don't call Michael Crabtree a mediocre receiver.
No.
Because first of all, he's not a mediocre receiver.
Has he had eye-boggling stats?
And by that, are you going to say that he is a mediocre receiver?
May or may not be. Does he get injured a lot?
I wouldn't think so, no.
Well, he was injured most of this year, right?
Early part of this year, yeah.
Early part of this year. Still racked up some decent numbers. How long ago was he drafted?
Wasn't he drafted year before last?
All right. Well, he may or may not be.
Richard Sherman has merit as being the best cornerback in the league.
Well,
his stats say it all.
His career,
You hear that,
He's got-
Darrell Revis?
3,600 yards, averages 13 yards, and 22 touchdowns.
You brought up Darrell Revis. That was kind of a low blow, because Darrell Revis they put in zone defense. You couldn't even put him on man defense because apparently Shiano was not a fan of that. Hell,
Well, when
Rutgers alum is
again, you know what?
bashing Shiano.
I don't-
Oh wow!
I don't like it when receivers, when people hold out for more money than they think
Well,
they're
hey, you know
they're
what?
worth.
It was still a good game. It's over. Now there's people like talking how Richard Sherman should be in the WWE, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Did you
hilarious,
see the
yeah.
picture of him on the Titantron?
Yeah.
That was.
I
that
mean,
was
yeah,
amazing.
it sounded like a promo, and he cut. If I was,
Did you see his interview with Mean Gene Okerlund?
Yes, I did. It was a pretty good interview.
It was not bad.
And Mean Gene looks a lot younger.
He does. I like that they use the old school graphics.
Yes,
for
I
the
like it.
segments.
I like it. But now let's get to the main event, which is we're only 15 minutes away from the stadium.
Which is the Pro Bowl, right?
No,
main event, the Pro Bowl.
man, no, not that. Not the game of two-hand touch.
God no.
No, the game's gonna be
Patty cake.
we're like 15 minutes away
Big,
from the
cake.
stadium, which is kind of funny. But Super Bowl week is this week. Everything's in New York for some odd mysterious reason.
So the tail of the tape.
I think it's the tail of the tape is Denver's offense versus Seattle's defense.
That's all it is.
That's all
The classic-
That's
the
all they're
classic.
making it to be.
Classic high-powered offense versus high-powered defense. Hard-hitting defense, I should say.
Where do you? I think
I'm still a believer that defense wins championships, but Russell Wilson has got to be able to keep up with Peyton Manning should he.
And
Get
that's
loose.
even that's almost a problem because he doesn't really have to.
Exactly.
He really doesn't.
But let's say for some reason, and it has happened every now and then, the Seattle defense doesn't show up for the first half.
and
What if Peyton Manning goes all out?
he could.
It'll be up to Russell Wilson to catch up.
you know how most people have premonitions when like something bad
Premonitions.
when something bad is leaning towards someone.
Well,
Now, we made the case that Richard Sherman's antics are going to bite right back to him. That he's going to be eating humble pie after the whole post game interview.
Right.
Now, I saw something online saying to myself, okay, you're pretty much asking for something that you shouldn't be asking for, and it's probably going to bite you right back. You know what that was? Demaryius Thomas
Oh boy.
saying that Richard Sherman should guard him. He wants him to guard
Calling
him.
him out. See, this is why I like the trash talk. Yeah, I think it brings something
don't-
else to the game.
I don't mind the trash talking. I just don't think you should do it a week heading into the Super Bowl. For me, that is a huge problem.
media day should
You
be
want to
fun.
know why I do like trash talk? And I'll be honest. If you're gonna trash talk, I think you should keep it up. Here's why. Years ago, Carlos and I, Jets fans.
Feel sorry for you guys, but go on.
Yes, Buffalo Bills.
Thank you.
Pathetic.
What do you call it? Rex Ryan, we made it to the postseason. This was the second year. I know you being a Bills fan, you're not sure what postseason means.
Oh man!
But it means after the season, you go to the
Four
playoffs.
straight Super Bowls.
How many rings do you have to show for
And
them?
lost.
I noticed that there's no rings on those
Only team
fingers.
to do it.
Only team to lose
Only
four
team
Super
to go
Bowls
to
in a
four
row.
straight
Yes.
Super Bowls.
That's not a stat you want to have.
It's actually a pretty damn good stat.
It's a good stat, but
It's a good stat for
where's
the ones that
ring?
enjoy trivia. That's it.
Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. The second year, the Jets were known for their trash talk. Rex Ryan, in particular,
Yeah.
called out teams. First team they beat that year, I believe, was the Chargers. No, the Bengals, right?
Was it?
I don't remember who they
I
beat.
could almost swear it was the Steelers, but that's...
No. We lost to the Steelers. It was Peyton Manning. It was the Colts.
Really?
One team, I don't know. I remember that year we had beaten. Yeah, we beat the Colts first. Okay, in Lucas Oil, and then we went up to Gillette, and beat the Pats. What do those two games have in common? Trash talk. The Jets were basically calling out. They basically said we're not losing to Peyton Manning again. They beat the Colts. Talked so much trash about the New England Pats. They beat the Patriots. Stopped talking trash. Said they respect the Steelers and everything they do, and lost. And when they did that, I'm like, what are you doing? Keep up what you're doing. It's working. Okay? And they just stopped and they ate it. Ben Roethlisberger made him eat it so hard, and it was ugly. But that's why, if something's working, keep doing it. Why would you stop? You know? I didn't get that. If that's your persona, if your persona is to trash talk, keep doing it until you win. Or until somebody makes you eat that humble pie. You know?
This is what I think. If Denver is up by 14, the game's over.
Again with this persistent prediction.
Yeah, because if Peyton Manning does what he does, and does the Peyton Manning way, and has all the offensive weapons in the world, game's over by half.
Now let's see if I'm understanding.
No,
this.
I can't say that.
Denver has the number one offense in the league. Am I not mistaken?
Yes.
But they got so many weapons, it's ridiculous.
What is their defense?
Oh, the defense is crap.
Thank you.
Their defense is horrible. But if they can hold Russell Wilson to field goals ain't winning them a Super Bowl. You can kick as many field goals as you want, but guess what? Peyton Manning's 3-4 touchdowns and Seattle's 4 meaningless field goals. Guess who wins the game?
Really, you could say that they can make 2 touchdowns and give up.
Hey, but let's remember this. What's the weather supposed to be like?
Hey, it's supposed to be 40 degrees on Sunday.
All right, so
No.
I'm asking, is there going to be wind or stuff like that, or
From what I understood, it's supposed to be 50-mile-an-hour winds, a potential snow shower, and a high temperature of 25
What weather
degrees.
do you listen to?
They said it was a high of 25.
Okay, now here's the thing. Here's where living in this area comes in handy. The John and Ann Show is brought to you within a few miles of MetLife Stadium. We can tell you that the weather has been absolutely nuts here.
It has been.
If the weather gets to a point where throwing the ball becomes an issue, they're both going to have to be running the ball.
Which I give the
Marshawn Lynch
edge to Seattle.
and Russell Wilson can also run. Let's
Yes,
not
he can
forget that.
too.
Peyton Manning is not a very, it's not pretty when he decides to run. Let's put it that way. Okay?
That's saying more than enough. We don't need to
Yes, it's
that.
not pretty. Not pretty at all. Yeah, it could come down to that. It could come down to that. That's another thing we got to factor in. Hopefully, this 2 weeks, Russell Wilson will regain his offensive capabilities.
If it comes down to the cold weather, the edge goes to Seattle.
But
If it
why?
comes
Because Denver
down-
plays in the cold weather too.
They played in the 60s last week, and plus Peyton Manning has a horrible track record of winning in the cold.
And in the playoffs.
Not really. He's got a Super Bowl ring.
1. Out of how many postseason appearances?
Could be 2. Just let you guys know.
It could have been 2.
If it goes to the running game, Seattle has the edge.
Absolutely.
If it goes to the passing game, there is no question
No
Denver
question.
has the edge.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
If it goes to the defense,
Seattle.
Seattle has the edge. If it goes to the special teams, Denver has the edge. They have the better kicker. I'm
It's
sorry.
mixed. It's
And they have
mixed.
they have the best punter in the league.
It's
But
mixed match.
it's not. This isn't Denver anymore. So that thin air is not going to help him up here.
I think it might.
I think it will.
You guys, kicking in Denver is a whole hell of a lot different
It's
than
a
it
lot
is kicking here in MetLife.
It's not like
Thank you, Mr. Mile High.
It's
Mile
the truth.
High.
That's why this guy can go into Denver and kick 65
Yeah,
plus field
like
goals.
it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
If
He's
it's-
not going to do that here.
Now, if we're going as far as like the coaching,
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carroll is making his first Super Bowl. John Fox is making his second.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
With Carolina?
It's coaching. I mean,
This game is going to be closer than people think.
I hope so.
Denver by a mile.
You see Denver in a blowout.
Denver in a blowout. Mile High blowout.
I'm going to go with
You know what?
Seattle.
You know what? Just for that, I'm going to say Denver's going to win close.
Wow.
I want to go Seattle.
You're going to go Seattle?
I would like Seattle to get their first Super Bowl.
And Richard
Peyton already has one. If he wants another, he can share with Eli. Eli has 2.
Hey, you know what? Hey, guess what? I give the Mannings credit. They got Super Bowl rings. So
And they love making Tom Brady cry.
and it's fun.
No, I'm sorry.
And plus, you know,
I'm sorry.
How
I must bring
convenient-
this. I must bring this
you
out.
know what's funny? How convenient the Super Bowl is in Little Brother Stadium.
I'm sorry. I must bring this out.
How convenient it is.
I have a huge problem, or you could say a huge vendetta
Against?
when against the Mannings, because for me, I have a problem when one brother is putting up Hall of Fame and legendary stats.
While the other one's winning Super Bowls?
Yes, I have a huge problem.
Hey,
with that. I have a
best
huge
of both
problem
worlds. What? It's a trade. It's a trade-off.
with that. It's a perk for Eli. It's not really a trade-off.
Hey, you know what? Eli's won. He's earned those rings. He did a very good job.
I agree. I'm not saying he hasn't earned that, but for me, honestly, Peyton Manning should have won more Super Bowls than Eli.
But that's up to Peyton. Didn't deserve those rings though.
Oh.
Hey, if you didn't win them, you don't deserve them. Unless your name is Tom Brady, who doesn't deserve any of his, thanks to Spike.
Anyway,
Now my deal is,
I'm gonna say
little brother Manning he didn't need 5
I'm
years to
gonna
finally
say-
beat Brady.
Broncos 27, Seahawks 24.
I say, let's see,
You already picked Seattle. Just pick a
Seahawks 4, Denver 2. Seahawks will get
So it's the battle of the safeties.
yes, battle of the safeties.
that would be kind of funny.
I'm just
It's a baseball score. Who knew?
The 42.
Anyway.
So in the bottom of the third inning, you'll see the scores potentially 0-0.
Yes. No. I would say I don't. You know what? Super Bowls have been pretty high scoring.
Well, while
it is a
Ant
tough
thinks
one.
about the score, if you guys are in the area, everything's going on in New York. Some stuff at MetLife. Gonna be a little crazy this week, so we're only 7 days away to the
For
Super
Seattle
Bowl.
to win, though, everything has to go right.
Yes.
Their defense has to show up, has to be just as good as they've been all year. Russell Wilson needs to find his offensive confidence again. because it hasn't been.
I object vehemently to that statement.
No, everything has to go right for them.
No, I object vehemently because you say that Seattle's defense needs to show up. They're the number one defense heading into the game. They don't need to show up.
I've seen stranger things happen.
So have I.
Where defenses had been great all year, but then they choke
play
in
like crap.
the postseason.
You gonna have-
Like the Jets. Remember the Jets that same year? What did Bart Scott say? Can't wait. And then they waited till the second half to play defense to stop the Steelers once.
Well, on that note, tonight is something greater. I wish we could stop and do another show, but might as well continue because we are hungry. Food.
We don't have much time to go get food and come back.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
7:15.
The royaltest of rumbles is tonight. I call it the royaltest of the rumble.
Yeah, unless you guys want to order pizza. I don't care.
Yeah, I was in the mood for Burger King.
We're not going to Burger King and coming back in time.
Then we have time. We're good to go.
Chinese.
Nah, Chinese yesterday. Why are we talking about this on air? This is like something we do off air. But anyway, Royal Rumble is tonight. Obviously, I've been.
Batista.
Let's
You-
go.
Batista.
Before we get to the
Shut
Rumble,
your
I
mouth.
hope the final
before-
three, final four.
Jabroni, shut your
Batista,
mouth.
Alberto Del Rio, Jinder Mahal, and who's the other one?
Chris Benoit. Oh,
No,
oops.
not Chris Benoit.
Oops.
Too soon, man.
Too soon.
Yoshitatsu.
soon.
Anyway,
Who?
Yoshitatsu.
let's get to the undercard first, as we got.
Jabroni, you've got 3
Quickly,
Nobody's
seconds.
going to listen to this part of the show.
Yeah, I know.
We might as well not do it.
Quickly, New Age Outlaws and the
I'm bored of the Rhodes brothers already.
New Age Outlaws.
I am. Who the hell's the Brotherhood?
Goldust and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, they changed their names. to
They're
the
boring.
them
Goldust
against-
isn't. He's not funny anymore.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
not.
them against the New Age Outlaws.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Brotherhood just to counter
And
you.
that crappy mashup of their songs. I can't pick them. I don't want to.
Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. Who is injured?
Freak Show's injured.
Big Show's injured.
Against who?
Brock Lesnar.
So it's Big Show and Brock.
Yeah, it's Brock Lesnar.
We're gonna see another superplex to concave the ring.
Oh, it should
I
be a
just-
stretcher match.
Oh no! The ring should collapse, and then they should still have the Royal Rumble. on the broken ring with all
The
the
ring
rings.
will collapse.
I wanna
Taz
say-
will come out of retirement to become a new
Just to
announcer.
say, oh,
Hey, Jack. Oh my God!
I'm gonna take the Big Show, even though he's injured.
Why?
I can't stand Brock Lesnar.
I'm gonna
Brock
pick.
Lesnar's getting a
I'm gonna
WWE
pick
title shot.
Bork Laser.
Yeah, he's getting a title
No,
shot.
Batista's getting it. Remember?
No, Lesnar's the
It's
next
Fatal
one.
4-way. Batista.
I refuse to do the rest of the show. I have lost respect in the WWE.
There's
Just now?
AJ versus Naomi for the women's title.
AJ's gonna win.
AJ wins.
Naomi needs to toss Cameron aside.
Who gives a crap? AJ, I'm going.
No,
AJ.
you know what though? We should give a crap because, in all honesty, these are actually two good wrestlers.
No diva has been good. For
No,
the
they're
past-
good. Like, I've seen their matches in training, up and coming.
I'm sorry to hear that.
They're good.
They are.
They're good.
Move on. Why are we talking about this?
Oh
Move
my God.
on.
Because they're
God.
good.
Let's go to the.
Trying to
Is
piss
there
me.
even-
You're
is
trying to
this-
piss me off already.
Is the Shield in the match at all? Any of them? No, right?
They
Oh,
might.
Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan.
Why?
Daniel
Why
Bryan.
is this going on?
I can see Brian winning, finally.
Finally, Carlos.
Yes.
We know where he's
All right,
going.
we agree.
I'm sorry.
Cena versus Randy.
F the Wyatts. Okay, I am sick of
but
those.
I like
am
the
sick
Wyatts,
of those Southern hicks who try to pretend they're
Hey,
they're
watch it.
They're a remake of Saw with those masks.
Jesus. Anyway,
Jesus is not in the Royal Rumble, John.
you know, imagine if he was.
Well, we all know.
He's already won. Then
Yes,
he's
he
already
Wait,
won.
He would have
He's already won.
But I like the Wyatt.
I am losing my voice thanks to you.
I like what's going on with the Wyatts. If
I do
the
too.
thing is true, they're gonna go after Cena next. Yeah, let them go after Cena.
Why?
I still don't
It
know why
makes
they
no
would.
sense.
I know it makes no sense.
Oh, I know how. Wow, it just hit me actually. Brian is married to Brie Bella. Nikki is her sister. Nikki's going out with Cena.
It makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense.
It makes
Yay,
sense.
I mean,
Yay.
it connects.
There we go. Well, we never agree.
I am through.
Except the Jinder Mahal thing.
Jinder Mahal, yes, in the final four.
Yeah, right.
To the producers of the John and Ant Show, I wish to
Which is
terminate.
us.
I wish to terminate my contract effective this date.
The 20-something.
Wait, what's the other
This-
match? The other match?
Is there any other matches? Bray, Brock.
Bray Brock.
The tag match.
Why don't we just do Sheamus versus Vince McMahon while we're
No,
at it?
everybody knows. Everybody wants to see Sheamus
If we
versus
forget a
Daniel
match,
Bryan.
we're sorry. But let's get to our Royal Rumble picks. Starting with Carlos.
Who the heck is in it? I don't even know the 30 competitors that are in
Doesn't
it.
matter. Just pick. You got Punk as number one.
He's the first entrant.
Well, he's probably not going to last. As long as Batista doesn't win,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Everybody wants Batista to win.
you know what? Rey Mysterio.
What a waste of a Royal Rumble spot.
I just gave him a heart attack.
Remember that picture when Ray won? He's sticking his gun out at the camera. Like, Rey Mysterio, go lose weight.
Yeah, you fat.
Now, he's not,
you know what?
You fatty.
now he wears a shirt.
Yeah, right, you fatty. Oh, I know I'm fat, but damn, see, right, you're like, yay big, lose some weight.
You know what? I'm going to go with CM Punk.
All right.
That's my pick.
My pick, I want Batista to win. I would love Angry Smarks. It's hysterical. I will love it if Batista wins, just to piss off.
But no,
the
you
audience.
wouldn't.
I came up with an option in the car as we were driving here. It's going to be Batista's going to come out at 29. He's going to eliminate Batista, and Triple H is going to come out and win the
Or
Royal
better
Rumble.
yet, I saw a meme about this. John Cena wins the undisputed titles. The Rock comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, and we get John Cena versus The Rock 3.
But wait, he still has his main event. He still has a rematch clause.
That's the best part.
Everyone forgets about it. He
Doesn't
still
matter.
has a rematch clause.
So he can have a fourth one the next year.
Oh my god. So he comes back.
Obviously, the COO doesn't think it's best for business, so he's
God.
not going to invoke that rematch clause.
Anyway, Ant will put something with the time between the wrestling and stuff like that. But hopefully we got a good Rumble. I hope.
Ugh.
Hopefully it's good. Maybe some surprise entries. I heard. What was the?
Yeah, I heard some rumors. I heard
What's his name?
Dixie Carter,
Dixie
AJ
Carter.
Styles,
Stop.
Sting.
Sting. By the way,
Sting.
Oh, everybody!
There's a
rumor.
The Sting rumors
A
again.
rumor just broke that he signed a contract for WWE.
Oh, gosh, is that really?
Yes, it just broke now, but it's not blogged. WWE has they don't even know about it, but who knows?
Well, that sounds legitimate.
Who's the Papa Shango is supposed to make an appearance tonight?
Oh gosh. Does he want to end up like his father?
Yes. And
Kevin Nash!
Kevin
Diesel
Nash,
power!
Diesel with short hair, not long hair.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's not diesel power.
I just saw a picture of
That's
it, so-
Kevin.
You know how we used
Yeah.
the words cinematic feces to determine the Miz?
Ugh. We almost got through a whole show without talking.
Oh wow, yeah, damn you, Carlos.
The WWE is becoming a cinematic feces. I am sorry. The more I hear about these rumors, the more I hear about Batista potentially having a title shot.
Well, as long as
This makes me sick. Okay.
makes you sick to your stomach.
Yes, it
Well,
does.
This is Carlos's last day because he terminated his contract. So we need to
I am done. Okay.
we need to find a new another co-host.
Another co-host.
Yes, TJ was supposed to be here, but unfortunately TJ.
Oh yes, remember TJ?
Yes, TJ will. He's actually gonna do shows too. So we're gonna. He's gonna invite us to a show. So
I wish him well because talking about this feces.
you know, Carlos, you're not. You're fired. Okay, you're fired.
Who are you, Donald Trump?
You're fired. And is he fired?
I don't know. I don't care.
You're they called the John Nance show for a reason. Hence John. Hence the ant.
Yeah, but you know how he did the intro.
Yes,
So
and
he should probably change it to Ant and John.
no, it should be John and
The Ant Show. The Ant-Man Show. I like it.
See that?
Everyone enjoy the Royal Rumble. It'll be we have 6 people. I think 5-6 people coming tonight.
Like I said,
But all
as
yelling
long
at the
as-
TV
As long
and
as
all having
Batista,
fun.
as long as Batista doesn't win, I'm happy.
So guys, I'm hungry. Let's go get food. Enjoy the Royal Rumble.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Enjoy the Super Bowl. With
No,
Denver.
enjoy the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl. Actually, it just started. It just started. That two-hand touch crap.
Yeah,
So,
Jerry Rice's team is winning 3-0.
is it 3-0 already?
No, I have no idea. I'm just saying
Oh.
that just to end the show.
Oh.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
God.